Welcome back to the astrology of it all. I'm Jakayla, and this is a quick one because the sky has a deadline this week. So, on July 14th, one day from when I'm recording this, there will be a new moon in Cancer. And I want to talk about it now before it happens because this moon is the emotional reset point, I think, of the entire summer. And I feel like a lot of just generic astrology content you're going to see about it will probably be like, set your intentions, manifest your goals, new moon, new me. Actually, I like that one. I like new moon, new me, actually. I kind of like that one. But I think that advice could kind of backfire because Mercury's still in retrograde, my girls, in Cancer until July 23rd. So this episode is going to be about what this moon is actually asking for, at least what I think it is, which I think is almost the opposite of what you may be told to do with it. So let's talk about it. So first, the feeling, because you might already be feeling it. I know I'm feeling it a little bit. But every Cancer new moon, it has this signature emotional texture. And I was thinking about it. The best word I have for it is homesickness. Even when you're home, sometimes especially when you're home, this ache for something you quite can't name, rest you haven't taken, a softness you keep postponing. Some people may describe it as missing a place that doesn't even exist. And a lot of years when this happens, I think people treat this feeling like a malfunction, like something to push through with a to-do list. And I'm saying that because I have personally done it myself, okay? But I don't think it's a malfunction. I think that, again, why I talk about stuff through seasons, I think it's the season working exactly as designed. So, kind of want to show you what I mean? Quick refresher for anyone new here. I don't read the zodiac as personality types. I read them as seasons because that's what it is. Language humans built by watching what the earth does as the sun moves through the year. And every sign I see is as a survival strategy and in a stretch of the year that the time demands. So to understand this moon, I don't think you need a manifestation ritual. I think you should look at what's happening outside in the middle of July. So here's the thing about Cancer season that almost nobody talks about. It starts at the summer solstice, the brightest day of the year. And the very next day, the light starts receding, like some of our hairlines. I'm just kidding. But every single day of Cancer season, it just has slightly less daylight. I'm so sorry, guys. Sometimes I can just be very inappropriate. I really can. So since I see like some words, like I just have I can't help but say it. Sorry. Anyway, every single day of Cancer season, like I said, it has slightly less daylight than the one before it. Peak light and the turn inward at the same time, basically, which is Cancer. And that's why this season is about protection and home and the shell and the interior. The outside world is very loud and is damn sure hot. We're in Florida. But it's also in full bloom, and the wisdom of this exact stretch of the year, it kind of says the same internal message to build the inner room, to tend what's soft, to protect what's still growing. So Cancer's strategy isn't weakness or moodiness, it's the intelligence of knowing the light doesn't last, so you better make somewhere safe to hold it. Now, put a new moon inside of that. A new moon is the darkest point of the lunar cycle. No moonlight at all. The reset point. And this one lands in Cancer, the season of the inward turn, as I'm calling it. So July 14th is kind of the darkest inside moment of the whole summer, if you really think about it. The deepest point of the year's emotional interior, where the body knows it before you do, by the way. If you've been extra tired this week, maybe craving water or your bed or canceling plans or feeling weird about it, I don't think you're probably lazy. I think you're probably on schedule. And here's a layer that changes all the usual new moon advice. Mercury's been in retrograde in Cancer this whole month, and it doesn't go direct until July 23rd, which means this new moon is happening inside the fog, where communication is backward facing. Old feelings are resurfacing. People from the past are texting, and you know exactly who I mean. Now, normally, a new moon says to plant, begin, initiate, but a new moon during Mercury retrograde, instead, it kind of says to feel it, to name it, to set the intention, and then wait to act. I think that's the formula for this one. And I want to break each piece down because the difference matters. So first, feel it. Whatever this week is bringing up, the homesickness, old grief, the sudden clarity about what's been draining you, let it arrive. Cancer season is the one time of year that the culture's push through it advice is directly against the weather. Then the second thing I think you should do is name it. This is the Mercury retrograde gift nobody uses. Retrograde in Cancer means it basically means the words for old feelings can finally start to surface. You can finally start to probably put things into verbiage for your behind, okay? And maybe I'm saying that because I have been able to do that a little bit. But I feel like I've been getting a little better equipped at naming it since this Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrogrades bring you lessons. They're not punishments. But journal it, voice memo it. I voice memo a lot of my stuff. Say the sentence you've been avoiding, even if you only say it to yourself. Next thing, set it. Set an intention on the 14th. But in my eyes, I want you to make it an emotional foundation, not a project plan, not launch the business, more like I want to feel at home in my own life. The moon is in Cancer. Set root level intentions only. And then wait. Don't act on it yet. Don't send that email, sign that lease, launch that thing, or have the confrontation. You have a date for that. Just wait. I would say it would be July 23rd. That is when Mercury stations direct. And not a coincidence, in my opinion, it's the same day Leo season starts, where the fog lifts right as the light peaks and conversations start moving and plans start going and everything you've been holding starts to get its green light. So if you've been sitting on a launch or a big conversation and feeling guilty about the delay, you're not procrastinating it, you're sequencing. Hold it until the 23rd. The sky is basically handing you permission slips with dates on them, in my opinion. Now one more big thing, because this new moon is actually the doorway into something much bigger. I'll be back for that. On July 26th, the lunar nodes will be changing signs. North node into Aquarius, south node into Leo. I've talked about this for a while. That's an 18-month chapter turning over, and the theme of the new one is away from performing for approval, moving towards what's actually yours, away from what's popular, towards more what is true and genuine. And I did a whole episode on this for Leo season, because there's also a solar eclipse coming on August the 12th that turns the volume all the way up. But I'm telling you now because I think it kind of reframes this little Cancer moon. The intentions you set on July 14th in the dark with nobody watching, those are the seeds of the 18-month chapter. The quietest moon of the summer is secretly, I think, the most structural one. So this week, practically. So here's your actual homework. And I think it's gently embarrassing, or embarrassingly gentle. Before the 14th, clear a little space. Be it physical or emotional, it doesn't matter. Cancer likes a clean shell. On the 14th, rest, water, home, write one root level intention of how you feel, not what you want to achieve. The 15th through the 22nd, notice what resurfaces. Take notes. Do not act. And if you guys want to know, I will be documenting where I be making these moves and what I'm doing. So I'm going to be holding myself accountable to the same stuff I'm asking y'all to do. But the 23rd and after, act, send it, say it, launch it, book it. And I think that's it. I think that's the whole practice. I think the season does the rest. Now, where this moon lands for you, it will personally depend on your chart. A new moon at this degree of Cancer is lighting up one specific room of your life. For some of you, it's home. For some, it's career. For some, it's relationship. Same weather, different room. And that's exactly what the seasonal blueprint maps. 40 pages, your whole chart through the seasonal lens, plus your year ahead. And honestly, with the nodes shifting and an eclipse coming next month, this is the single best stretch of 2026 to finally get your chart read. I only take 8 a month. Links in the show notes. So, and also like a small soft launch moment for my Cancer people, because this is your moon and your season, and you've been carrying everybody's emotional groceries all year. I should have put stickers. I should have put them up. I'm so dumb. But you know what? That's fine, because it's not like I'm not at the internet right now. I have recently launched bundles on my website. I don't know why I'm saying it like that. Here we go. So the Cancer collection is in my shop. They are hand designed, printed in my studio. Soft or bold of the whole collection. If you know a Cancer, this is the week. You know, I think they'd love it. Or if you're a Cancer, get some. But I do have them in every single sign. So it's not just Cancer. Anyway, where we at? Here we are. But yeah, so you can go get some stickers if you want to. But let's get to the takeaway, and I'll let you go do whatever you do. The new moon in Cancer, I don't think it's asking you to fix your life. I think it's asking you to feel it first. The fixing, I think, has a start date, July 23rd, and the fog will lift right on time. I think your only job on the 14th is to be somewhere safe, to feel what's true, and to name what you want at the root, and that the light will turn inward this week so you can find out what's actually up in there. Hopefully it's not cobwebs. Okay, see, I touch them so inappropriate. But if you want this in writing, the guide is on the blog at cosmicallyrated.com. Cancer bundles are in the shop. The seasonal blueprint is linked in the show notes. And if you're new to reading the Zodiac of Seasons, the free seasonal framework guide is the place to start. Set that intention. Wait for the 23rd. And I will see you at Leo season. And trust me, you're going to want to be rested for that episode.